My name's Joseph Valente and welcome to episode 95 of Unfinished Business. What's your name? Green! So it's that time of the year again and we are back in London to go and find a new venue for Millionaire Mastermind 2026. This is now the 4th year that we've been doing this program. And as you will know from watching Unfinished Business, we've been running this at the Gherkin for the last 2 years. It's been super successful. It's an amazing building, but unfortunately, someone in the Gherkin has decided that they want to refurb the whole tower. So they're closing the restaurants, they're removing the residents in all the offices, and that means that we've just lost what I believe to be the best venue for a Millionaire Mastermind. But we're heading on over now to a place called Tower 42, and that's got an amazing floor. It can hold double the guests, and we're gonna go check it out, see if it's any good. So I'm on the way to the Cheesegrater, and funnily enough, that is where 10 years ago we did the Apprentice final 5 interviews, where I absolutely smashed it, bossed out the interviews, and basically I think I won the show at that moment.
At the heart of the city, the Leadenhall building.
Let's do this. But what I wanted to do for everybody watching this video is break down how much the Millionaire Mastermind cost me to run and how much money I make out of the Millionaire Mastermind over a 12-month period. So let's start with the speakers. I need 6 headline speakers across the 6 sessions that we run over the 12 months. Each one of those speakers costs on average £25,000 to do their interview. That collectively is £150,000 for speakers alone. Then we have the trainers, because now we're introducing these mini masterclasses about buying and selling businesses, property investment, trading the stock market, buying gold and silver, okay, building personal brands and so on and so on. And we're paying those trainers about £5,000 a session. That's another £30,000 combined over the period. Now the venue hire is about £15,000 per day, including a minimum spend of another £15,000. So the venue costs £30,000 all in per session. Times that by 6, we are looking at another £180,000 on the venues. Then we've got the AV, the design, and all of the cool stuff that we do to make it look pretty. That's going to be £12,000 an event. That's going to be another £72,000. Then we pay on average about £17,500 per event in sales commission to sell it all out. And there are 6 events, so that's going to be about £105,000. And then marketing spend about £7.5 per event times 6 events, going to cost us 45 grand in marketing. So the total cost to promote, to sell and to deliver the Millionaire Mastermind in 2026 is £582,000. Now the venue can hold, okay, 150 people in cabaret style seating, and with an average ticket value of £10,000 for the basic ticket times 150, that gives us 1.5 million in revenue. Now, if you take off £580,000 in cost against the 1.5 million net of VAT sales, we are left with a £918,000 profit. So it's really worth doing it. Not only does it connect me with high net worth individuals, celebrities, 100 millionaires, billionaires, very successful people, it also creates something so unique in the form of this Wealth Academy that nobody else is doing, teaching small businesses, entrepreneurs how to invest their capital to create wealth. And it opens up their network and their connections and their opportunity. And it's all about mindset, it's all about motivation, it's all about thinking big. and understanding that success leaves clues, right? Because everybody that has been successful has followed a blueprint, whether they are conscious to it or not. And if somebody's an incredible high performer and have done very well, if you can learn what they have done and do it in the exact same way or similar by learning from their mistakes to reduce cost and time wasted and also replicate their successes, you are going to be able to move at speed. And remember, success likes speed. So the investment of 10 grand is nothing compared to the, you know, hundreds of thousands of pounds I put in to create this amazing environment. So it's an amazing deal for our customers. 10 grand is too cheap in my opinion, but it's the right number to make it an easy decision for people to pull the trigger. And look, we make a profit out of it, which is very, very important, right? Because any entrepreneur that does anything that, you know, doesn't make a profit is not a smart entrepreneur in my mind. Because entrepreneurs, you know, they are in this to help people solve problems, but definitely to make money. And so we're heading over to the venue now. I haven't fully decided on whether this venue is going to be the right one. Industrial feel versus the Gherkin being a lot more designed and commercial, pretty, aesthetically pleasing. Not that it's not going to be. It might be wow factor. I've not been up there for a long time, but the views are good. The building's powerful. The entrance is big, yeah. So it's going to be good. Very nice.
It's cool, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So I was on The Apprentice years and years ago, and they filmed it in here. It must be about there where I came in to do the interview with Claude. I'm sure he was on this floor.
I don't, yeah, he's definitely been done in the building.
That was 10 years ago. I know, it is pretty cool. That's why I was excited for the building. It was 10 years ago, and we came in on a Sunday, and they made us come in here from 8 o'clock in the morning till about 7 o'clock at night. And then we had to wait 3 hours between each interview just to like build the intensity. I remember, I was like, oh, it was a stressful day that was. Okay, cool. So have you got the numbers or? Yeah. So we've just wrapped up the tour of Landing 42 and super impressed with the building. It holds a very special place in my heart anyway, because 10 years ago I was here on the Apprentice interviews, and on this very floor is where I went and met Claude for the first time, and he grilled me on business that I absolutely smashed, by the way.
His first employee, was it his father?
Yeah.
Lord Sugar's first product that he sold, I said
Car aerials.
Absolutely spot on.
He said, number 4, how old was Lloyd Sugar when he started business? I said,
19.
Yeah, very good.
and if I'd have got this wrong, that was it. I'd have been fired, discredited, looked like a fool. I've joked with a lot of the people that come to the event. I said, how are we going to top the Gherkin? It's the tallest building in London, an amazing space. But this building is bigger, and it overlooks the Gherkin. We're going to be launching on the first one with the founder of BrewDog, James Watt, who's built a multi-billion-pound organisation, and he's going to be sharing his story on how he did it, which is going to be an amazing and exciting. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unfinished Business. My name's Joseph Valente, and we're about to start 3 hours of meetings. We call this meeting the Daily Business Review, where we go through the key KPIs in every department to make sure the managers are on track with performance. We then also use this meeting as an opportunity to take any of the key actions away, log them in our action management system, and send them off to each department so that each day the business reviews its performance and it's solving problems. And that's the system that will allow each one of the business's departments to grow on an equal footing. So not one area is going to outgrow the other one, and then it's a nice success system that allows the business to progress. Right, so what I've added here on the bottom, scan over this for Sam's benefit. Yeah, these are important drivers, Sam, yeah? Cost per lead, cost per booking, cost per sale. Just go across to the other side. So what I'm trying to coach Tony on is the individual costs around how much each element of this costs the business. Do they even know how much all of the spend is to make a fucking good booking, or we need to have them in here, don't we, as a meeting to set up to show them all of the costs.
And is that purely marketing costs?
Just marketing costs. And that's why, like, the cost per sale, £2,971. Yeah, it's the follow-ups. So basically what that shows me is everybody that buys we have to cover, it's costing us 297.1. Everybody that attends that doesn't buy, we're losing 1,250 quid. So it's like those follow-ups are such a massive opportunity, and these do link back to two things. One, marketing and what they're doing based on the 10 marketing, the 5 marketing pillars, and them guys working the follow-ups. And second of all, the sales team properly working the follow-ups. There were 16 people purchased. That would probably be something like 100 people, right? That would mean 90 people at an AOV of 10 grand sat in the follow-up pipeline, and would show the true reflection of what a follow-up pipeline would look like as a value. And then we go, man, we're just not putting anywhere near enough marketing and sales effort into closing that. Let's go to town on it. It's so much opportunity.
So I was thinking that anybody that comes to the events, when they leave, we could do the heavy lifting and book them into her calendar.
Yeah.
So that we say, well, anybody that comes to an event, we do a follow-up call with you, or we do a strategic call with you after, to touch base, and we maybe book it in 3 days after they come, or 2 days or whatever.
Yeah. I needed Tony to understand something crucial: cost per booking and cost per acquisition. These aren't just numbers, they're the heartbeat of the business. When you know exactly what it costs to generate a booking or acquire a customer, every lead becomes more valuable. Every conversation matters, every opportunity has to be handled with care. The team must nurture leads properly, follow up, stay organized, and treat every customer like they matter, because they do. If we're going to scale efficiently, our focus needs to sharpen, and it starts with understanding the true cost behind every booking and every acquisition. Next, I sat down with Scott, our new head of customer experience. The agenda was simple: how do we make the customer journey better? We went deep on discovery days and academy days, looking at how we can raise the standard, improve satisfaction, and make sure every person walking through the door feels clarity, confidence, and value. Because a world-class customer experience doesn't happen by accident. It's built, it's refined, and it's continuously improved. And with Scott now leading that charge, we've got a real opportunity to elevate every interaction our customers have with us. So welcome to Trade Mastermind, a business built to transform the lives of tradespeople and redefine what elite customer experience looks like in this industry. We don't sell training, we sell outcomes, results, and transformation. That one for me is super important, and that comes all the way down from marketing first and foremost. It's understanding what it is that they are promoting, what it is that we are selling. The team just fall into this robotic rhythm of it's just another delivery day. And they forget that this is something that on average a customer's paying £1,500 to £2,000 for, just for their seat on the day. If we're not wowing them on that day, bringing them through a transformational journey from 9 a.m. until 5, and they come in and go, that was the best day that I've ever had. I took so much away from it. I've walked away absolutely clear with an action plan of what my next move is. They're coming away underwhelmed after so much overwhelm of the discovery day of how amazing it's going to be. And then it's like extended lunch, lots of breaks, finish early because the trainer's got to drive home far away, cutting the questions out, reducing the agenda. These are all of the things that with a fragmented approach I'll be trying to improve over the last 8 weeks, where I go down and I'm like, that's not quite right, that's not quite right. And so getting somebody in to own that. I always say to the sales guys, don't sell the sausage, sell the sizzle. But no one buys training because they want to be trained and come and sit in a classroom. They are literally buying the outcome. We don't sell training, we sell transformation. And it's getting them bought into who it is that they're going to become. And every touch point we have with that customer has to continue to resell that vision of what they're working towards. My next meeting was with our finance lead, diving into the real numbers behind where we're heading. EBITDA was a key focus, a clean look at how the business actually performs once you strip out the noise. It shows the true engine of the company, what's working, what isn't, and where the opportunities are. The numbers don't lie, they give us clarity, and clarity is what drives the right decisions as we push for growth.
So what EBITDA margin shows is things like pricing power. Right, so the ability to raise prices without losing customers. Okay, so this is some of the things if you look into it. It also shows operational efficiency. So the more efficient you get because of the way you're kind of utilizing your resources to drive profit to cash. And then it shows overall business quality. So profitable revenue growth versus just buying growth. Sometimes businesses go out there and have huge growth, but they're not converting that profitably, and all they're doing is buying customers, but they're not making money from them. Okay, so that you can't look at these in isolation necessarily. You've got to look at them across everything you're doing. But the 5 things I'm going to go through, if you just look at those all the time as the CEO, and then there's the other stuff sits underneath, I call the everything else. You're going to be focusing on the 5 key value drivers of the business. What I used to say is in PE, if you have 2+ consecutive months of declining EBITDA margin, that would then be an immediate deep dive. We look at pricing, we look at COGS, customer mix, discounting, because sometimes what's happening is there's a market impact.
I've never ever looked at margin percentage, EBITDA margin percentage. In most management accounts, it doesn't even get put in there.
No, it won't. This is not, we're not looking at it through the accountancy lens here.
Right.
We're looking at it through the lens of, are you building value or are you degrading it? My personal view is you get a cash position on the business weekly. You look at it weekly, right? And you red, amber, green it. Is it, green, don't worry about it, right? I'm going to show you. I can show you exactly how to do this in a second. Then we look at EBITDA margin monthly. Okay. We look at revenue growth rate monthly. So that's pretty obvious, right? Give you a bit.
You should get a monthly pack, board level pack, which explains all this, breaks down your changes in MRR, the different constituents that's driving the EBITDA margin changes. That's really what your finance department should be giving you.
I mean, what I was always taught is
what we are going to give you.
Well, this simplifies it a little bit for you.
I'm going to see how brave when you go upstairs.
It's kind of good we're having this. It's good we're having this conversation while Sam's here. This should make your life easier, though. So the EBITDA shows profitability, of course, but the growth shows momentum.
Give me some percentages around that I should aim for.
It depends on the industry again, but I've always said 20% sort of growth rate. Again, that could be month on month. It depends if you're in fast growth sort of thing. That's a good thing to aim for. 20 to 30% is the range usually. But if you're growing at 30% and the EBITDA margin is collapsing as a result of it, you're buying customers again. You're not actually converting them through. So you've got to be very clear on how these things interrelate together.
How's it going?
So far, so good.
Stand down, Ashton. What? Say that again? What? What do you mean?
That's how you work.
I was waiting for a high five and I was just going to leave my hand there like that.
Why, did you do that?
What?
Did you just leave your hand there?
No.
Did I high five it?
No.
Oh, sorry.
You normally do.
Sorry, mate.
Been better today than what it was yesterday.
Yeah.
That's a big bonus. Jack's got a couple of good follow-ups this afternoon.
Yeah, got a 45 grand sale downstairs as well. Puts me second in the month for revs.
Well done.
Yeah.
How did you get a 45 grand sale?
It was 1 year boiler plus TGS.
Double bubble?
Yeah.
Light work.
Absolutely.
It's all about increasing that average order value, man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Mr.
Mr.
If you take
Reliable.
one more off, you won't come back.
Mr. Reliable.
I see it every morning, Joe. Pops his head around that corner, looks to see if you're there, and then walks away.
No,
Employee of the year, this.
no, I don't. How can you not be on that money?
No, it's facts.
You'd be stupid.
Yeah, good.
Do you guys speak to the consultants?
I do. I give him feedback of what the guy actually needs.
Yeah, we'll do
Just to make it easier for him downstairs. Yeah.
I'd be all over it. Yeah, it's a fucking relationship. It's a handover, isn't it? They got the rapport with you. If they've travelled down, the rapport sits with you. What got them to travel here will get them to buy. That's the disconnect, right? The salesperson, unless they're reading your notes and they're picking up on the same pain point, because it's just a duplication of pain points. It's like, if you do the work to get them to get off the tools and travel down, that you've done so much work to get them to do that bit. In actual fact, the closing of the deal is just it's the same conversation again. Now they're better armed with information. Brochure is sales enablement, yeah? Every pitch that you go and do without the brochure in your hand is another pitch where you just look like every other trades business, yeah? And you guys in here, your average order value is in the thousands, isn't it? Yeah? It could be a 2 grand boiler, a 15 grand solar, it could be a 50 grand extension, 10 grand landscaping job. That document is the difference between you selling on price, okay, and selling on quality, value, and unique customer experience. A business that's growing needs cash flow. And one of the biggest challenges that you will all face is trying to grow your business. Most of you will probably be taking the profits as a salary or a wage. So you're taking out all of the excess cash flow that you can put in the top end, okay, to drive more growth within the business. And as I spoke to this gentleman here, what was your name? Jason. I said to Jason, just on the fly, we were having a conversation. I just caught him. He was about to go and spend £20,000 on a van. I said, do not go and spend that £20,000 on a van. Go and put that back into lead generation. You know, on the boiler world, £20,000 will buy you 400 leads. He'll sit 200 leads. He'll close 40%. He'll do 80 sales at 2.5k average order value. He's turning that 20k into 200 grand. Yeah, of additional sales and additional cash flow. If he'd have sunk that 20k into the van, where's he going to get the additional working capital to invest back into revenue generating activity to ultimately drive more cash flow? Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah? Because knowing who to hire next is what's going to move your business forward. Yeah? So being very, very strategic. For a small business, you hire two things. Number one, administration first, okay, so you get away from doing the paperwork. You need to offload that as quickly as possible. Then what you want to do, for those that are still on the tools, raise your hands up if you are. Okay, your next move is straight off the tools. So the message here this morning from me is clear. Okay, number one, it's to understand the blockers around sales. Ensure that you are enabled with adequate pricing, okay, so you can get them quotes off immediately, and then the right sales tools to be able to stand you out from the crowd so you're not just another quote.